think it's working. Everything seems to be going good. Technical issues notwithstanding. I'm going to swap some screens really quick. Alright, that's working now, so this should be fine. I'm excited to be playing what I'm going to be playing today. I'm going to be playing Pokemon Yellow. Just wanted to make a quick mention. This is a newer 3D printer I got from all the work that I've been doing. I've been printing some stuff off of it, so I may ASMR with that. But that's what this is, in case anybody's wondering why there's this bar, this screw, and this bar, as well as the grid here. While I'm doing this really quick, might as well just pop this up. Makes more sense. Just forgive me for getting used to this all again. It's been quite some time. But yeah, so I'm excited to start Pokemon Yellow up. It is an original cartridge. I believe I showed it in my last video. If not, then I'm thinking about one of the deleted ones. So really quickly, my original Pokemon Yellow from when I was a kid. I'm going to be restarting the game and playing through it on here. I just gotta get it to work first. The forbidden trick, the one they always tell you don't do. Don't do it. It's the only way to really get it to work. There we go. Yeah, it's the age mostly. I might send it off to get it fixed when I get the money up for that, but that's going to be quite the pretty penny. So, we're going to play for a little bit. Don't have a lot of time tonight, but the way I figure it, get some stuff started and go from there. Alright. Oh, I know what's wrong. It's looking for the old window. That's what's wrong. So, yeah, it still has that glitch. I am so sorry about this. Yeah, so you're going to be able to see a lot of my menu, unfortunately, and I do apologize for that, but it's the only way I can make it work, because if I hit the full screen button down here, my screen goes black. If I click over here, it'll show up, but when I click back to the game, it locks out. So, you can hear the title screen. Pikachu's supposed to be blinking. Now I'm supposed to be on a different screen. Poof! There it is. So that's why we don't full screen it, unfortunately. Yeah, so we're going to go down here and do this. Takes me back. I usually let people just do their own thing with it. I don't really enjoy doing the voices, as it were. I don't feel like I can get the characters right. I do that more for my D&D with my own characters, so I don't gotta worry about it. Oh, if I don't move the mouse, it's fine. Okay, so we'll leave that there. It's probably more boring this way, isn't it? Yeah, I can give it a shot. This world is inhabited by creatures called Pokemon. And Pikachu sound. Only one time we're gonna hear that sound, I think, this whole game. If I remember correctly. It's been a while. I actually have a plush of the original chonky Pikachu that you can see right here. There we go. Inside. I'll bring her out next time. for the next Pokemon stream. I've also got Charmander that I rescued from a previous job. The poor thing got burned badly, and my wife actually repaired it. She does plushie repairs on occasion, so I'll be sure to bring that up for the next stream as well, whether live or like this. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for fights. Myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. First, what is your name? Well, obviously we're not going to go with those. P-R-E-A-N-F-I. Nope. So we'll just go with what the J stands for. I can't fit the full thing. I always left it like this just because I thought it was funny to have them be like, right, so your name is Jack! Or the names that I used to put. I love that he forgets his grandson's name. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to read, but, this is my grandson. You guys have been rivals since, practically since birth. What was his name again? We'll just stick with, Gary. Jack, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go! I'm going to be talking a lot about how I was a dumb kid. Jack is playing the SNES. Okay, it's time to go. Yep, not Super Famicom like it would be in Japan. Withdraw the item. Always check your PC when you're playing a Pokemon game. You never know what's inside. Nothing more. Usually it's a potion, but... Actually, I don't think they've been doing it with the new ones, but usually when you talk to your parent, like Mom here, who says, right, all boys leave home someday. It said so on TV. Professor Oak next door is looking for you. Oof. Can you imagine if you could believe everything on TV? What a strange concept. This movie on TV. 4 boys are walking on railroad tracks. I better go too. You know, I'm aware of that movie, but I don't know its name, and I don't know if I've even seen it. I'm raising Pokemon too. When they get strong, they can protect me. Hi, Jack. Gary is out at Grandpa's lab. This guy. Technology is incredible. You can now store and recall items and Pokemon as data via a PC. Man, he's in every game talking about the new tech of the game. I study Pokemon as Professor Oak's aide, and I think this guy says the same thing. Yep. Professor Oak is the authority on Pokemon. Many Pokemon trainers hold him in high regard. There's only one Pokemon left, I want. That's a Pokeball. There's a Pokemon inside. That's a trash can. Sometimes there's items inside. That's Gary. Yo, Jack. Gramps isn't around. I ran here because he said he had a Pokemon for me. You know what I need to do? I need to make sure tick speed is fast. Animation good. So earphone 1 is just like a fancy mono. Earphone 2 puts high notes on the left side technically and low notes on the right side, but my speakers are flopped right now. And then 3 is just 2 reversed. Yeah, I'll just leave the mono. Alright. Trying to think what I want to make my stopping point for the day. Hey, wait, don't go out. That was close. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. Yeah, in Red and Blue, you can find Pikachus all over Viridian Forest. Same thing with Gold, Silver, Crystal, and any of the other games that return to Kanto. However, I know in Yellow the only Pikachu you can get is this one without training. And I think in Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, whichever one you get, you can't find that Pokemon in the wild. I think. I don't know. I haven't been able to find any through my playthroughs in the games, but I could absolutely be wrong. And that is perfectly fine. I didn't play through those ones. Oh, excuse me, it's late right now for me. I didn't play through those ones as much because it was the third rehashing of this story. And it played in Pokemon Go rules, which works great on your phone. Didn't do so much for me personally on console. Still have both games. Oh yes. Gramps, where have you been? I've been fed up with waiting. Gary, why are you here already? I said for you to come by later. Whatever, just wait here. Look, Jack, do you see that ball on the table? It's called a Pokeball. It holds a Pokemon inside. You may have it. Go on, take it. Hey, Gramps, what about me? Be patient, Gary. I'll give you one later. Love how he talks to his grandkid. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I've still got both copies of the games because I was playing one of them. And at the time, I'd bought them for somebody that I thought I cared about and thought cared about me. Ended up not going the way that I thought it would, so I ended up with both copies. So, that's pretty fun. Oh, okay, I was like, why does it move? No way, Jack, I want this Pokemon. Sorry, it's right over the... Gary snatched the Pokemon. I love how it still gives him that happy tone. Gary, what are you doing? But Gramps, I want this one. Oh, alright then. That Pokemon is yours. I was going to give you one anyway. Jack, come over here. Jack, this is the Pokemon I caught earlier. You can have it. I caught it in the wild, and it's not tame yet. Jack received a Pikachu. Do I want to give a nickname to Pikachu? Yes, I do. Same name I've been giving him since pretty much the first time I played this, I think. I think I didn't know what to name the Pikachu at first. So I went off to the name raider. And that's where I was like, oh, I can help you rename your Pokemon. I was like, oh, I'll do that. I've always been a fan of Greco-Roman lore, so the name Athena just kind of came naturally to me. But yeah. Okay. Oh, right. Gotta leave so Gary can go, wait, I want to kick your butt. Wait, Jack, let's check out our Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on. Gary's always such a tough guy. In the mangas, he's really interesting. I just recently got the big one for Volume 1. Let me get the battle started. Oh, as a kid, I always thought that the little arm where you're holding the Pokeball was your leg, and you were just like a little chibi plushie type thing. Didn't know that term back then, but that's what I thought because I was a dumb kid. Let me... it's buried right now, probably behind my Legend of Zelda ones. I got mangas on this shelf right here. You can actually kind of make them out. Yeah, that little block right... I have to remember directions. Here-ish, where my finger is. Those are my Legend of Zelda mangas. Not a big manga reader normally, but I could not pass up getting basically the Legend of Zelda story from start to finish at the time period. Because I love the Zelda series a lot as well. Damn. Okay, I'll make my Pokemon fight to toughen it up. Jack, Gramps, smell you later. Yeah, the first fight doesn't matter too much. It's a good way to get, like, extra funding at the start of the game, but it's not necessary because you have some funding. I've generally not cared. Usually I win, but it's probably because, you know, oh, you're doing a live thing. Somebody's not happy. Yeah, because if you win, Pikachu's a little more like, I guess you're okay. Yeah, it's just going to keep doing that over and over again. First time I did that, I was actually facing that way, and as a kid, I thought the little skull, which was the Pikachu basically saying, hey, I don't like you. Oop. Oh my. I hit the wrong button. My apologies for that. I thought it was the Pikachu electrocuting you. Like, genuinely electrocuting you. I was 8 years old when this game came out, so... Yeah, take that, Pidgey. Oh, my ear. Whew. That felt weird. Alright. Given how slow this is, and that we're just barely starting, I think I'll get up to the... What is it, Viridian? It's been a while. I think I'm going to get up to Viridian City. And then back down to Professor Oak. Back up to Viridian. Because at that point I'll have Pokeballs and I can catch things. I forgot I had the potion. Man, I am dumb. It's really late. I'm normally a better player than this at Pokemon. Ooh, another Pidgey. I mean, free XP is free XP. I should probably play this more in the midday when there's light coming out of here. Or up there, it's out of view, but there's a window right there. This is just stuck in a window. If I can, I'm going to find a way to move this whole setup inside, probably, and try to continue from there, but I don't know where I'll go exactly. So, you know, it's just going to be a bit of a challenge. But I'll do what I can. Well, once I'm done with this, I'll talk a little bit more about a couple other things that I left out of my last video. Oh, I forgot about that. I'll do that after I go to the Pokemon Center. Or Mark. Sorry. Got so used to playing the more recent ones where they're the same building now. And in a way I like it because it's more convenient, but at the same time it's like the nostalgia of having to go from building to building to building to building to building. I miss it. I miss doing that a lot. All the more reason to be doing this. Can't do anything more there until I deliver this parcel anyways. Alright, so something I learned about very recently. I'm sure most of the people watching this are going to know it already. If you wait down here long enough, Pikachu will start dancing. Which is actually a perfect time to... There it is. Hoppy, hoppy, hoppy. Impatiently tapping and just being cranky. It's adorable. A little spin. Do, 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 do. The fact that they thought to like put this in there too, like, it's super cool. But yeah, so Pokemon's been a big part of my thing. It's why if you check my profile pic, actually, you'll see that I, in the picture, am holding a Pokeball. Pokemon was the first major game I played that wasn't just a demo. Oh, well, would you look at that? Really quick. I forgot. I had a bunch of these made. That you can see right there in my hand. Holding a little Pokeball. Can't get it too close because then it edges out. But yeah, the Pokeball was like the first Pokemon was the first major game that I played. and some of my sprites on here are Pokemon based when they pop up during lives. And actually, I'm gonna pop up my stream. Oh, I can't. On my stream deck for the Game Boy Operator section here that I'm playing this off of, it's Mewtwo when it's active and Haunter when it's not, because Gengar is my favorite Pokemon. Didn't have it. And Mewtwo is one of my favorite legendaries and one of the only ones that they had for the selection. But yeah, so I'm planning on making a Pokemon D&D where I'm going to walk the players through everything. I have all the songs downloaded and all that through iTunes, because all the albums are available on iTunes to play to get the game music. And you can get it for the more modern games, and the more modern soundtracks have the some of the retro soundtracks on them, so you just got to kind of piece it together. But I fully plan on going through, having them go through a bunch of different times, things like that. It's going to be a lot of fun, making up my own story in the world of Pokemon. Oh, Jack. How is my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to like you a lot. Ha! That's a leftover from Red and Blue. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What? You have something for me? Jack delivered Oak's parcel. Ah, this is the custom Pokeball I ordered. Thanks, Jack. By the way, I must ask you to do something for me. Gramps! Gramps, my Pokemon has grown stronger. Check it out. Ah, Gary, perfect timing. I needed to ask the both of you to do something for me. On the desk there is my invention, the Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Jack and Gary, take these with you. Jack got a Pokédex from Oak. I forgot all the characters have, like, full caps names. This will be a guide to all the Pokemon in the world. Or to make a guide on all the Pokemon in the world. That was my dream. But I'm too old. I cannot do it. So I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history. Alright, Gramps, leave it to me. Sorry, Jack, but I don't need you here. Or, Jack, I hate to say it, but I don't need you. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. Tell her not to lend you one. Jack. Ha 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 ha. Just realized the Bowser shirt goes perfect with the Nintendo themed thing I'm working with today. Alright. So we're going to grab the map. Usually they give you 5 Pokeballs. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. Grandpa, should run errand. Here, this will help you. Get the town map. And then the other guy was like, oh, you came from Pallet Town, right? Sorry, I forgot to read. I'm still very new to all this. Not as mad at me anymore. He was like, oh, you came from Pallet Town? Professor Oak had a package. Here you go. Take Oak's parcel and take it to him. And then he won't let you buy anything from the store until, you know, you deliver. Alright, so I guess I'll go back to Viridian. I'm going to pop this up really quick. That's one thing I did forget as well, is there's no experience meter on the thing, so since I have the mouse. Starting in gold, silver, and crystal, I believe, there's a little meter that'll grow right along this line, and once it hits here, level up. So in this one, if you wanted to find out, how close is my Pikachu to leveling up to level 7? Go to stats, all the information, the ID number based off which trainer, status for health, total HP value, attack, defense, speed, and critical, what Pokedex number it is, what types it is, experience points, 100. I have 218 total experience points on Pikachu to have it at level 5 from the or her at level 5 from the start. 125 more gets me to level 7, so if I keep that in mind and keep that math rolling, I'm golden. But more often than not, I don't pay attention. I forgot. You talk to this guy and get a second potion for free. Hey, I work at the Pokemon. I'm up at the shop at Viridian City. Here, I'll give you a sample for free. Take this potion. A lot of these people talk about tall grass, what it means to look at the trainers. See the ledges along the road? It's a bit scary, but you can jump from them. You can get back to Pallet Town quicker that way. For this version of the game, you can get both Nidorans in the grass. In red, I believe it's male, and in blue, it was female. And I have no idea for green, because green was never made for the US without being a fake, unfortunately. We only got red and blue, and then yellow, and then Japan got yellow after, I think. Because I think we got it in 99 and they got it in 2000. I'm gonna double check that. Don't take my word on it. That's not a guarantee. That's just what memory served. As a kid, the rumor was they got red, blue, and green. We got red, blue, and yellow to make up for that. That's not the story I need to go into. Give me some Pokeballs. Right. So in the new games, you push down on the D-pad and it goes to the maximum number you can buy based off how much money you have. Here it goes to the maximum number you can buy based on how many. Well, it goes straight to 99. Yeah, I know it's sacrilege for some people to just buy all of their money's worth of Pokeballs. But it's a habit for me. I didn't go all the way up because the guy didn't talk about I didn't talk to the guy up there about the coffee and how to catch Pokemon. Although in Japan it's inferred that he's drunk. Once again, I'm sure this is all common knowledge. I just like to share. Nothing wrong with sharing, right? Ratea. Eradicate's not a bad Pokemon to get, and you can evolve it pretty fast. As long as it's not a one-hit KO. That was a critical hit. That's the only button. Boink. I had this belief as a kid that if I spammed the A button or didn't look or held start and select, I know a bunch of kids did, but I had a strong belief that if I did that, I had a better chance of catching the Pokemon. And that is absolute bull. It's unfortunately statistics, but a lot of that stuff still lives on today. People play like racing games, they're going like this with the controller or the wheel if they've got it, then all of a sudden they're leaning forward. It's like, oh yeah, they're doing better. You know, I'm gonna make this a nickname run. We're gonna do named deities, so not things like God or Allah, etc. Not because I have a bias against any of those religions, but because looking at a full pantheon of mythology, easier to get names. I don't think I can name you a name. Let me check. I know it's sacrilege to use resources. I should just know this stuff on my own. Now, the first squirrel doesn't show up till Gen 2, so this is the best I'm going to get for that. Some of you may know where I'm going with this. Oh, just barely. Oh yeah, and different music for the victory as well. Kept going with the battle music if it was just standard. Knitter and nail! Ooh, I don't know what to name you. And you're paralyzed. Perfect. Okay. Ugh. Sorry, there's a lot that can be done with this. So I'm doing my best. Now, there may be a few people out there going Paris, but that's a city in France. Yes, it is. It's also the name of one of the 2 key components to the Trojan War, which is apparently still up for debate about whether or not it actually happened. And I had no idea that that was an actual argument still, because in the 1800s, a guy from Germany followed the story from the book, ended up on a spot in Turkey, pretty much the exact distance. I think might have been a little bit off, but not a significant amount, like a couple meters or several feet off, rather than hundreds or thousands of feet or kilometers off. And they found an ancient city that had clearly been besieged and destroyed. But apparently there's still some people out there that debate whether or not that really happened. I do like to talk about history. I have a bookcase, or 2 bookcases on that side of the room that I'm in, full of Greek, Roman, Egyptian mythologies, as well as the Hellenistic religions and the uprising of Christianity and Judaism in that region, and how they've affected Hellenism and how Hellenism affected them and all of that. Speaking of Helen, if I remember correctly, yes. And the whole war that resulted with Paris and Helen, or that was started by Paris and Helen leaving, was a misunderstanding, somewhat, from the Greeks, because according to the mythos and ideology, Helen voluntarily left with Paris, citing that she was bored of her husband or something along those lines. Let's see. The Achaeans, or Greeks, went after Paris of Troy because he took Helen from her husband Menelaus, king of Sparta. The Iliad is the most well-known story about it, according to this. German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann and Frank Calvert were the ones who discovered it. The claim is now accepted by most scholars, but that's not all. Apparently there's there's a lot going on with that. But yeah, if I remember correctly, she, at least in the Iliad, it seems like she goes, yeah, my husband's lame. I'm going to go with someone younger, more trim, more fit, more prim, more proper, blah, blah, blah. And of course, the easiest way to tell about a civilization's culture is to study their mythology. That gives you a big hint at what is actually going on in the regions and the zones and things like that. Excuse me. Simply because that's all we have left. We don't have as many documents of like what actually happened, because not everybody recorded things as thoroughly as we do today. So whenever you're reading mythology, of course, take it with a grain of salt, but recognize that there may actually be some truth to it. And I have been fighting a lot of female Nidorans right now. I'm looking to get a Mankey or a Spearow. Because I know Pidgey has the 3 stages and everybody loves them, but I love Spearow and Fearow. Okay. And I know on the other side of that little walkway there... Ooh, excuse me. There's another set of grass, but I have to go through a battle with Gary and I gotta heal up my Pokemon. At least it's not a female, but it's not what I'm looking for. Nothing but Nidoran right now. The one Rattata, nothing but Nidoran after that. Male, female, 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 male, I think it was. We could double check. But I need Mankey, Spearow. Can get Pidgey back that way and then go up to Viridian Forest, get Caterpie and Weedle and get those fast evolutions. Which will be handy for Pokedex completion, but not much else. When I hit the bottom right again, I'm going to count 6 more laps, as many Pokemon as I can get, and then we'll call it a night there. And I will upload another video later. So, okay. Wow! Gonna start off the first of the final 6 with a Spearow. What level? 2. Sorry, Athena, you're gonna murder it. Paris. Yeah, we'll bring out Paris. Who is paralyzed, I know. Perfect. I'm going to use one of my potions on Ratatoskr. Ratatosk apparently is another accepted one. I'm more familiar with the full Ratatoskr rather than just Ratatosk. That was inevitable. But I am by no means an expert, though I do wish I were. I don't have any Norse mythology books, so that's something I'm going to have to get into as well. I also have a lot of books on the World War II period. Most of these were my uncle's, and he was big on Churchill and Greco-Roman mythology when he was still with us. When my aunt had to move from her home, she didn't want to get rid of all the books. She had a ton. He had a ton. And I grabbed everything Greco-Roman, World War II, and other like Mediterranean cultures and ancient religions. I know a perfect name for you. Especially after that Pokedex entry. He had a lot of medieval stuff as well, but that's not my area of expertise or interest, really. So I didn't want to grab those books and be like, I guess I'll read them, and then have them take up space where I'm never going to touch them. Still important parts of history, of course. No part of history that has been recorded is unimportant. Maybe not a lot happened in that time, but that means that that leads to a massive amount of growth, a massive amount of industry, because it's a lull period where nothing horrendous is happening and people aren't getting killed left and right. People aren't dying from plague, war, famine. It's just a period of kind of meh. Those can usually lead up to some pretty good times. That lead into like cultural golden ages and things like that. Wow, this video's been going on longer than I realized. Maybe I should cut it shorter sooner. I won't be playing this without it being either live or on record. yeah. So you know that's just not my area of like, oh yeah, I've got to study it. It's more of a stuff happened, important stuff happened, but it's not the area I enjoy looking at. Especially considering all the things that we found out about, like the Greeks and the Romans, where, especially with Rome, we found out a lot of technology that we thought was brand new and revolutionary for a modern age was stuff they had back then. Just mind-bogglingly stuff they already had. Maybe not to the same degree, but it was there. They had sewer systems. They had rudimentary traffic lights and crosswalks, which were raised stones in streets so that chariots and horses could walk past it without getting hurt, but the people had a place to safely kind of do this across. They had a very, I can't say crude because it's technically a very incredibly durable version of asphalt. That lasts longer than ours with repeated use. The problem is most of the stuff, it was either the information was stored in the Library of Alexandria, which unfortunately got destroyed. Unfortunately, was destroyed in a massive fire. Or it just got lost to the mists of time, as it were. Yeah, I'm going to do one more up and one more down and call that my 6, because that seems fair with the time that I have left. Because that would make this 4, 5... Plus, Athena's running out of Thunder Shocks. And that makes 6. Alright. Well, how are we doing? Still not happy. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hit save here. Just so that way Athena does her little dance. Actually, let me get that dance started first, and then I'll save. But yeah, so I have a lot of books on that, and I love looking into that mythology. And I will gladly keep working with that and getting everything set up. I do apologize if this video is quiet. I'm doing the best that I can with everything right now. I will listen to it as well, and the next video will hopefully be better. But yeah, I'm limited to what my technology provides, and right now my camera right here is also my microphone. Just because my computer is full of USB cables, I don't have a lot of spare space right now. I'm working on getting an upgraded one, but that'll take time. Alright, well, with that, I think I will go ahead and hit that. And that, and yeah, so thank you to everyone who watches this. Hopefully my rambling isn't too terribly boring. If it is, I apologize. I probably won't stop, but I do hope that everybody that watches these videos gets enjoyment out of it, and finds that it's worth watching. In the last video, and up soon on my channel, I'm going to be posting my link for the voting for the Face of Horror. I'm a huge fan of horror and all things spooky and creepy. I have the Haunted Mansion tattoo on my arm for lightweight creepy. I've met Kane Hodder once before, but this would allow me to do a photo op with him, and I am very, very excited for the ability to do that. Kane Hodder inspired a lot of my scare acting when I used to be a scare actor, but that's another tale for another time. Yeah, so thank you again for watching. Thank you for stopping by. And hopefully we will see you in the next video or the next live. Have a good one, y'all.